Hello and welcome to this episode of Trains and Theatic. I do apologise about not having an episode last week, but it was just so hot I never got anything made for it. But I used that time to research this episode. I'm talking about DCC CVs. What are CVs? CVs are a table of content on the DCC chip which control all the characteristics of the chip. Not all chips have the same CVs, and not all CVs are the same on all chips. CVs stand for configurable variables. In other words, it's something you can configure so that it can act how you want. How do they work? Well, it's set how the train respond to your commands. So it's the address, it's how fast it go, it's how slow it go, it's what the lighting functions do and other functions. So it's basically a list that the decoder go to each time it beats up of exactly how to react. Well, what CVs do I change? To be honest, I don't change that many. But the one that I always change is CV number 1, which is the address. But if I wanted the train to act in a certain way, so that it starts, stop and behave exactly how I want, I got a list of 5 CVs which I'll change, but they're not always on the decoder. Some of the older, cheaper decoders don't have all of these. But these CVs are fixed on old decoders. So we're going to have CV number 2, which is the starting voltage. So this is how much voltage it takes for the train to actually move off. Then you have CV number 3, which is acceleration. So this is how fast it takes for the train to get from one speed to the next speed. Next one is braking time, which is how long it takes to stop from one speed to the next speed. So that's CV2 is start voltage, CV3 is acceleration time, CV4 is braking time, CV5 is maximum speed or maximum voltage depending on whose chip you're reading, but they're meaning the same. And CV6 is middle speed or middle voltage. So the idea with these is you actually have a curve. So if I move this out, the idea is it gives you a chart. So you would jot down your starting point, start voltage. Acceleration will set how steep it is, and braking time. Then you have your maximum speed and your middle speed. So this would give you a nice speed curve. But to be honest, I haven't done this on any of my chips. But for sound decoders, the manufacturers tend to pre-program it for me. As well as these CVs, I have a list of several CVs which are always fixed. But again, not all CVs have these functions, but any which you buy today should. Like I said, CV number 1 is the address. CV number 7 is a manufacturer version number, so it tells you which version of a chip you're using. CV number 8 is a manufacturer ID, so if you download the list of manufacturers' CVs from the NRMA website, you'll be able to tell who chip it is by just reading it. Next we have a very complicated one which most of the controllers I use actually sort out for me. That's for the 4-digit address. So these are CV 17 and 18. So this is what sets your 4-digit address rather than your 2-digit address. Then the last complicated one is CV 29, which is used for the speed table, either 14, 28 or 128 steps. It used for analog mode, so either it works on analog or it don't work on analog. You have direction of travel, and if it's 2 or 4 digits, addressing. So these are the CVs which I can use, and with the controller I have up in the railway, it's easy to adjust these as it's all programmed in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment and share. See you next time. Thank you, Richard.